Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life-changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I am grateful that you're joining me today. And today I'm going to talk about the levels of consciousness. As I have journeyed through my consciousness expanding, my awareness of how this life, how this reality functions has become so loud and clear. So today I want to share with you my understanding of how this universe works and how the levels of consciousness works, and really truly how you can use this understanding to level up yourself. So understanding levels of consciousness will help you to level up your own life, help you to be aware of where you're functioning at that's keeping you stagnant in those lower levels of creation, and really truly allow you to shift and change into something greater. So we have a lot to cover today. Today is an amazing, beautiful day. We are August 12th, 2020. Not that that really matters when you're listening to this audio, but just to kind of give you a reference point, today is August 12th, 2020, and we are essentially moving into it being, 16 months from the beginning of the end of this 9-year cycle. And 4 months from today, we will be 12/12/2020. And we will be 1 year from December 12th, 2021 to December 21st, 2021 is the last 9 days of the 9-year cycle that we're living in right now. And this cycle is all about the number 9. Okay, so this is a 9-year cycle. The last 9 days, when we get into those last 9 days, those are really probably going to be the most important 9 days of transformation that we will ever experience here as an embodied creator of reality. So today I want to talk about these levels of consciousness, okay? And I want to talk about how you can define where you're at and how you can use this information to truly, really help you elevate beyond, okay? Now, for me, there's 4 levels of consciousness. Okay, and I'm going to explain them from my own personal point of view, from the experience, and even why I teach the tools the way that I do, why the programs I have them the way that I do. A majority of the tools that I do teach are to help you get from that level 1 to level 2. You know, one of the things I'm really embracing in this reality is that I am a waker-upper. I am someone who helps take someone from the unconscious state to the conscious and aware state of living. That is why I am a consciousness facilitator. I help people facilitate consciousness. So essentially, a lot of the tools that I teach in this podcast, I guess, in this, and even in the business that I run, in my conscious empath program, and all of it, really truly are tools that are going to take you from level 1 to level 2 and even to level 3. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these levels today. So I'm going to talk about them in a way that I hope helps you expand your own awareness to really be able to identify where you're at, again, to be able to make conscious choices to move forward. So for me, there's 4 levels of consciousness. Okay, 4. Level 1 is, I'm going to say the matrix reality, right? I'm talking about this a lot, about the system as a whole, right? This is where, when you're in level 1, you are the victim of circumstance. Now, let me say this in a way, like, I know when we hear victim, right, it does tend to shut us down and shut us off, right? Because we have decided that when people be a victim, it means certain things, right? Well, the reality is when you're in level 1, when you're entrenched within the matrix reality, you really are functioning as a victim. of your circumstances. And really what that means is you have no choice in what's going on around you, okay? You basically are the effect of everything that you're living within. You ultimately have no choice, no possibilities. Now, I'm not going to say absolutely none, because you can choose within that system, right? You can choose within the matrix system of the right and wrong and good and bad. The matrix system, this level 1, is really truly where it's like the system that you're born into, okay? Your thoughts, your ideas, your beliefs are more than likely not your own. These are not decisions that you came up with on your own, but they're imposed from your family unit, your culture, the country that you live in, the religion that you practice, right? These are all imposed systems. Plus, I mean, we have lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes here of embodiment, but we also have programming coming from that, right? So when you're in this level 1, you're essentially in this place where you are the victim to what is going on around you. And again, I know that word is a weird word, but that's really the best way to describe it, because it's not that you chose to be in this place of limitation. It's not that you chose to stay here and marinate here because it's so much fun, right? It's just imposed on you. You stay here because it's the right and the wrong, and the good and the bad, and this is where you're quote unquote supposed to be, right? This is where your family is. This is where everyone around you is. Everyone is living within this matrix reality. I mean, really right now, there's probably only a small percentage of us that are disconnected in the matrix in a way where we are actually creating our own reality. Okay, so within this, you're going to find yourself surrounded in situations that cause a ton of upset and drama because they don't work for you. Because the thing about living within the system is essentially it's like here you are as a being, and then the system, you're inside the system, and it's like being in a box, right? It's like, okay, this doesn't work for me, this doesn't work for me, this doesn't work for me, right? You're just there existing within a pinball game, right? And you have no choice, right? This is where, again, we find ourselves most often in situations of upset. Usually we're surrounded by people that don't add value to our life because they're just people that are there because, again, it's imposed, right? It's family members, it's extended family, it's people you work with. It's like, it's not that you chose to be in that environment. You are just the victim of the environment that you're in. And I know that that's a weird word. I probably need to find a different word there, but it's the closest thing I can find to the energy of it, because essentially it doesn't feel good, right? You might be struggling in religious systems, belief systems, in your job, in the house that you live in, even in the city or the country that you're in, right? It brings you down, creates a flow of anxiety within your being. You know, when you're living within the level 1, most often people are experiencing feeling as though life is super difficult, right? People don't understand you. It's like, you know, have you ever had those times where you're like, am I speaking English? Like, no, I don't understand. Like, why don't you hear the words coming out of my mouth? And this might be true for any language. I don't know. But I remember experiencing that, and I see people experiencing that all the time where it's like, you know, do you not understand me? Like, I said that very clear. I was very clear with what I was saying. But people they don't get you. They don't receive you, right? Everything feels difficult and upsetting. There's a constant battle between this right and wrong and good and bad. There's a reaction for every action. Life feels hard when you're living within the system. Okay? So know that right now, if you're experiencing those things, it's not because you're terrible, awful, you know, whatever person. It's just because you're living entrenched within the level 1 of consciousness. And the good news is all you have to actually start doing is start choosing to want to be different in order to get out of that level. Now, the thing about the levels of consciousness is you might actually be existing in several different levels. And as I go through these, I think you'll see where maybe there's different parts of your life where you're like, oh yeah, for sure, I am definitely in a level 2 in that area of my life, or I'm definitely in a level 3 of that area of my life. And once you get the big picture of it, you can see, because the thing about the levels is it's not like completely cohesive in a way where it's like, okay, if I'm in level 1, I'm in level 1 in every single area of my life. No, most often when we have gotten to a certain level of struggle around a certain concept, and we have finally put our foot down and said, no more, I will not live like this anymore. What happens is you do something different. And that doing is actually level 2 of consciousness. And when you do something different, what happens is you elevate in that area of your life. So many of us might be within lots of different levels here of consciousness, okay? But the key here is understanding that in the places of your life where you're still functioning in that heavy and hard, or you're still functioning in a certain area, understanding that, okay, I'm just in a level 1 here with that. I have to up level myself, right? So level number 1 is that victim of circumstance, okay? It's that living entrenched within that matrix. The level 2 is the doing, okay? This is the doing level, okay? This is where you really begin to awaken to the idea that you are a powerful creator. Here in the doing stage, you have to, quote unquote, do things to create change, okay? This is where you become the conscious creator of your life. This is where you become conscious of the patterns that are keeping you entrenched in limitation. Here is where you start using different techniques to change your reality, okay? Here's where you dive in and you create the change in your being. But in this stage, you must take action. So in the level 2, there's always a doing, okay? You have to do things to disconnect yourself from the systems, the beliefs, the jobs, the people, okay? You have to do things to change that. This stage is really, truly where you're going to do the most work, okay? Because it's the doing stage, right? Here's where you also really start to lay the foundation for the next level. But again, you might be transitioning. There might be places in your life where you're doing things to change your circumstances, okay? And that doing is the disconnect from the matrix, right? You're looking at an area of your life and you're going, okay, I can't live like this anymore. This doesn't work for me anymore. I can't be this person anymore. I can't fulfill this role anymore. And you start doing something different, right? And maybe you find my radio show and you start doing clearings, right? Or maybe you find something else that really resonates with you, but you're doing the work. You're doing. So in that level 2 is where you're doing. Now in this level 2 stage, you're going to have a lot of aha moments. You're going to start really putting those pieces together of, oh, yeah, that's why that happened to me. Or, oh, yeah, that's why, I experienced that. Or, oh, yeah, that's why, I had that, show up in my life, right? When you're transitioning from level 1 to level 2, you're going to experience lots of emotion, okay? You're going to be mad. You're going to be sad. You're going to be upset. You're going to be overwhelmed. Because as you break down the level 1 and move to this level 2, you're going to understand that it's kind of a lot of work. And I'm going to tell you again, this is the most difficult transition. Okay, what keeps you motivated to leave the first level is really, truly only your deep desire to change your life. It's really the only thing that can give you enough motivation to do this work, because it's hard, right? You have to dig deep. You have to look at some painful crap. You have to be willing to really, truly own your life. You have to unlearn things, and it's a bit overwhelming. You have to learn a new way to be here in this reality. So to truly get yourself from that level 1 to be done playing in those constructs of the matrix reality that really truly are not in alignment with who you be, you really have to dive in and you really have to start doing. You have to start clearing. You have to start becoming aware. You have to really start looking at your patterns. You have to look at the things you don't like about your life. You have to dive in. You have to change. When you really get entrenched within that level 2 experience, You may be angry at yourself when you continue to choose crap that you no longer want to create in your life, right? When you still have those autoresponder moments where like you do something and you're like, God, I didn't want to do that anymore. Why did I do that? And you start to beat yourself up. Remember, stop yourself right there. Don't beat yourself up, because all beating yourself up is going to do is stop you and prevent you from moving forward. Okay, we have a lot of these booby traps in our life. Okay, and these booby traps are there to keep you locked up and limited. Okay, these booby traps are there to stop you from moving forward. And if you feel bad about things that you chose, you're going to booby trap yourself all day long. So you have to just acknowledge, hey, you know what? I did it again. Whoops. You know that Britney Spears song? I love that. I used to love that song. You know, I used to sing that song in my kitchen a lot. Whoops, I did it again, right? I did it again. I did it again. It's okay. You did it again. Acknowledge that you did it again and do something different. You may vary in this stage from being really happy and grateful for your amazing life to wanting to fold, give up forever. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. We've all been there, you guys. And if you haven't been there yet, you'll get there. If you haven't been to that place where it's like, this is too hard, I just want to lay down and cry, right? If you haven't been there yet, you'll get there. We all go through that stage. But you know what? You got to keep moving. You got to keep doing. You got to keep being inspired. You got to keep moving forward. Because the only way you're going to get to that next level of consciousness, to really be able to embrace that, you have to do the work. Yeah, I'm talking a lot right now about the work in my free Facebook group. So if you haven't joined the free Facebook group, please do so. It's called The Conscious Empath. It's growing like crazy, and I'm trying to get in there and share as much as possible. It's time, you guys. It's time to do what you need to do to shift and change your life. You aren't always going to vary from happy and grateful to I want to bury myself in the field. Okay, that's going to change, but you have to keep doing in order to get there. It may feel like you're never going to be able to fully break free from these patterns of limitations, but you are. It might feel like a roller coaster of emotions. You might feel like, okay, I want to get off. You have to do a lot to create change. And this is exactly where I specialize, okay? This is my jam. I am the doer of consciousness work. Every single thing I put out takes you from the level 1 of being entrenched within the matrix to the level 2 of doing. All the tools I teach are the doings, okay? And then there is some being tools too that I teach, which level 3 is the being. Okay, and I have lots of people, and I love you all, who have been working with me for a long time, who have been following me for a long time, who've been listening to my radio show, who've taken programs over the years, who are at that being stage. And when you arrive at the being stage, you have been doing for quite some time. So I'm going to acknowledge you all right now, because if you are in the being stage, you have been doing, you've been working your butt off, right? And again, you can vary in different areas of your life. You might be, hey, at home, I am in the being energy. I am in the flow. At work, I'm still the doing. And maybe around my parents, I'm in the level 1 victim of the circumstance, right? You might actually have where you have a whole day where you go to level to level to level to level, right? There might be areas in your life where you're like, oh, I'm definitely in the being stage of that area of my life. And then there's other areas where you're like, I am running and I am doing. And again, there might be other stages where it's like, no, I'm just a victim in this. I have no control, no power, no nothing. But know that if you have those, if you really understand that you're functioning in that and you really have awareness of it, that's when you can change it. Okay. And you know what? It takes a while. There's some areas of our life because, you know, the thing is when we're entrenched, and, you know, I know like waking up is a process, right? When I went through my transformation and really woke up, it's like, it took me a really long time to uncover all those places where I was entrenched in that level 1 energy of that part of my life. You know, there was a lot of connection points and decision points and a lot of, you know, reference points to looping me back into that system. I had bought that hook, line, and sinker. Every single one of us does. We have. We've been living in it for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, thousands of years. Embodiment. We have been entrenched in level 1. So give yourself some time and space. Understand that you're literally clearing thousands of years of outdated programming. A majority of that level 1 is all things that were decided and brought into existence thousands of years ago. They're outdated programs. Look at the religious system as a whole. And the thing about religious systems is no matter where you're from, or what part of the country that you're in, your religious systems, every single one of those systems varies, right? And most of us have been just brought up in a family where this is who we identify. We are Christians, or we are Muslims, or we are Indians, or we are, we have a certain belief system of who we are and how we operate. Those are old, outdated systems. And if you've been watching or listening to my show for any amount of time, you have heard me say over and over and over and over that this year is the fall of the systems. And we are seeing that all over the world. The systems are falling because they're outdated programs. They have to be redone. Okay, and here is where we as the people, if you understand these levels of consciousness, you understand that we are the creators of the new system. I am a creator of the new system. You're the creator of the new system. This level 3 is the being stage, but the level 4 is the creator stage. I know I've been blabbing, so I haven't finished my level 3 description yet. So I'm going to do that first before I start talking about that level 4. So in that being stage, when you arrive at the being stage, again, you've been doing for quite some time. But you have removed enough of the programming, enough of that level 1 intrinsic imprinting that you are aware of how powerful you are. And when you get to this level 3 stage, you have created some really super awesome, amazing things for your life. You're very aware of how your thoughts create your reality, and you're very intentional with what you put out and what you create. So if you're struggling here from, going from level 1, level 2, level 3, listen to this sentence again. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying here. You're very aware of how your thoughts create your reality, and you're very intentional with what you put out and what you create. Okay, that's a big shift. Not resorting and reverting back to, oh God, I made a mistake. Oh God, this is terrible. You have to stop that. The only way that you're going to successfully get out of those old constructs is to stop playing in them. When you're in this level 3, your allowance for others has created a space of ease for yourself. You're no longer bothered by what other people do or choose. You can be you no matter what environment you're in. No matter what happens around you or throughout your day, it doesn't have to affect you. And you can easily maintain a deep sense of gratitude and joy. Yeah, it feels yummy and delicious. You know that you're living your greatest expression. And you take lots of time and space to maintain yourself and what you desire. And I can tell you that being in the doing energy or the being energy really truly is. Even in the doing, you have to do a lot too in there. But by the time you get to fully embracing the being, I have a lot of self-care. Like my whole day is really based around caring for myself and creating for the future, but not only for myself, but for everyone who follows me, for everyone who listens to my radio show, for everyone who's in my Facebook group, for everyone who likes my Facebook page. Okay, I'm creating. But I'm creating from that flow energy. When you fully embrace this level 3, you're going to experience just this deep sense of peace and ease for your life and really truly for all creation. There's an understanding that you truly can have anything that you desire. Nothing is off limits for you. There's an overall happiness that really truly just radiates from your being. And, you just feel like joy inside for no reason. Like you just wake up happy and it's like, I don't really know why I'm happy. I just am. It's like a state of beingness. When you're within this level 3, you experience a ton of new possibilities and expressions of life. Things that you never even imagined were possible are. There's a renewed sense of gratitude that really is expressed in everything that you do. There's an inner knowing that life truly is unfolding in the best possible way. Breathe that in for a moment. Doesn't that feel delicious? I mean, really. There's a powerful connection to the flow of the life that you desire. A deep understanding that really truly all you have to do is be. There's that be, right? All you have to do is be the energy of what you desire, and it will be created. There's no struggle. There's no doing. There's no figuring it out. It's the flow of the being. Breathe that in for a moment. And when you get to level 4, you're the creator. When you're here in the creator level, you are not just creating for you. You are creating for the greater good. Here at the creator stage, you not only deeply understand the other stages because you've been there, you've done that, you sympathize with a level of allowance that creates massive change for everyone that you come into contact with. You are a guide that is guided through a deep, intuitive, inner knowing that just allows you to expand and create for this universe. It's just a expansion of joy. And I can tell you right now that, I fluctuate. I don't really necessarily do anymore. There comes a certain point where you don't really have to do anymore. Like the doing stage kind of fades away once you've done it. And let me tell you what, I did it. I did the doing stage for years and years and years. And I'm not saying it's going to take you years, but until I really understood how consciousness works, until I really got the big picture of it, I was running in place doing. And eventually the being comes over and you realize that nothing ever has to be a struggle again. Everything is divine and perfect, and everything is showing up in a way because of the just the flow of the universe and what other people desire, and everything is creation. And you move in a different way. And I will tell you that, embracing the creator stage, and I've been doing this work for long enough now, and I've been holding space, and I've been making creations for long enough now, that I know that I'm not sure that anybody can fully completely embrace the creation stage yet. I know it's coming, and we get bigger and bigger glimpses of it, and I hold more and more space of that. And I know there's a lot of people in this world holding space. There's a lot of people creating so many amazing, new, wonderful advancements for this reality. Staying in that 100% is still debatable. But as we shift and change, and as more energies become available, as the earth continues to transcend, we will see that it gets easier and easier and easier to stay in that flow of creation all the time. In this level 4, I know this is my personal experience, but there's just a deep sense of inner power and inner strength and connectedness that is really truly, it's almost like unshakable. It's like nothing could talk me out of feeling this powerful and full of strength and connected to other people. Nothing could ever sway me to believe any different. There's a feeling of calm and ease. It's just like life is just so easy. There's an energy you connect to that is intrinsically available from the inside, and it just projects out. And it's like you just feel led and guided by this inner power within. There's a flow and a vortex. There's just this deep inner knowing that all is well. Nothing, no one, no experience, nothing can shake your inner ease. You're deeply connected to oneness, You have complete allowance for everyone and everything. You just create your life with complete ease. And you can ask as long as you can be the energy it's given. It's real. No matter what you desire, it is created. And often we can't see that because we're so entrenched in the lower levels of it that we have no idea that it can even be created because we can't even receive it. But once you can receive it, game on. Yeah. So I'm just going to vortex this through for a moment here and just give you really new space, because I think if every single one of us can embrace these concepts, if we understand that where you're at when you get stuck in where you're at and you feel like life is never going to change, look at these levels for a moment. Where are you functioning in there? If you're in the lower levels where you're just feeling heavy and hard, you got to do. Let me tell you what, I have so much for you to do. I have all of my radio programs, you guys. I think this is episode 102. I have 101 other episodes on Expand Your Reality right here that can help you do. Okay. I have all kinds of free resources. I have my YouTube channel. I have my Facebook page, The Conscious Empath. I have my Facebook group, The Conscious Empath. I have programs. I have things that can help you do that will change your life dramatically. Get you to that being stage. Get you to that next stage of flow and ease. And not to mention me, but there's so many other people out there doing so many amazing things in their own intrinsic vibration. You know, the creation of what I do is part in creation of who I am. And those who are drawn to what I'm doing is because what I'm doing is working for them. And whoever you're drawn to, your tribe, they're going to give you the information that you need. You know, we're all one here, and we're all sharing information in a way that makes sense for us, so our tribe can hear it. So remember that. Level 1, you feel the victim. You feel like you have no choice, no change. Level 2, you are doing. You have to do. You have to do to get out of those. Once you master the doing, you can transition into the being. You just be the energy. You just be the space. You just receive the space to change your life. And that level 4 is where you create, not only for yourself, but for others. And again, you might be transitioning back and forth through the different levels. But I'm hoping that once you understand this in a way, it's going to make sense and it's going to help you elevate and make better choices. Understand that every time you choose to feel bad about where you're at, you're just solidifying where you are and where you're functioning, and it's only going to take you that much longer to get out. Just remember, though, that's just a self-imposed booby trap to keep you limited. It's time to put those booby traps away. It's time to do something different. So right now, I am going to be releasing some programs that I have created in the past that have really, truly made a lot of change in people's lives. Right now, I have the Ask and Receive program. It's a 30-day program, and it comes via email. So every single day for 30 days, you get an email from me. The Ask and Receive program is really one of those programs that's going to help you go from the entrenched to the doing, because it's going to give you something to do so you can be that new energy. So it kind of integrates a lot of the levels here, but essentially what it's going to do is it's going to take you from solidifying that victim mentality energy of no choice to doing. You have to actually do it. You have to listen to the audios. You have to practice what I'm saying, and in that doing, it's going to give you that space of being. That program is $36. It's called Ask and Receive. I actually have it available right now. I'm have it a lot in the Facebook group. Also, I'm going to be putting it somewhere on my website, Jamie, Jamie-Bates, Bates.com. We'll be bringing back some of these older programs that I had, quote unquote, kind of retired temporarily here, and really, truly make them available on a level that's going to be easy for you to choose. $36 for every single day, 30 days, short audios. There actually is, the first audio is a little bit longer. It's like close to an hour, maybe 45 minutes, 50 minutes. And it's going to teach you how to use that Ask ask and receive method. And then from there, you're going to get like 6 days of short audios, like 10, maybe 15 minutes. So you can just listen to it on your way to work. You can listen to it in the morning when you're getting ready for work. You can listen to it at night before you go to bed. It has printout sheets. You print those sheets out. You cut those little questions out. You put them all over your house. You get into the habit of asking and receiving. That is a doing. It's going to bring you the being energy that you're looking for. Okay. So again, $36. You're going to get 4 longer audios. So once a week, like every 7 days, you're going to get a longer audio that's going to explain an in-depth concept. And then you're going to get 6 short audios, 10, 15 minutes daily. And you're going to get lots of sheets. There's like 13 different printout sheets. You print those out. You cut those little phrases out. You put them all over your house. You start learning how to do so you can be in a new space. And what that's going to do is, as you're doing that, it's going to allow you to receive, and it's going to take you into that being energy. Because when you start asking, now basically the concept is it's all about asking for ease, asking for new possibilities. It's asking for peace. It's asking for more space of you. And what that's going to do, again, is it's going to take you into that being energy. Because when you ask, the universe responds with an energy. That energy comes into your body. You can actualize that energy and create change in your life. So it's really, truly probably one of I was looking at, what can I put out right now to best serve my audience in a lower price point to make it affordable for you to choose, that's really going to help you elevate. And so this is the first program that I'm putting back out. This program has been taken by close to 500 people. I've had amazing results. People have had amazing change with it. And again, it takes you from that energy of being the victim, being stuck in the matrix energy, to the doing, to the being. Okay, it really helps you get into that space and learn how to be that, so you can really, truly change your life. So again, you can look at that on my website, jamie-bates, BATES.com, or Facebook on The Conscious Empath. So that is all I have to say for today. I appreciate you all tuning in. I'm super excited. Everything just keeps growing and growing and growing. I'm not sure where you're listening to this at out in the world, but right now it's on, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Podbean. Right now the episodes are, I think I have over 7,000 people subscribed all across the board. And I'm getting lots of listens per episode, which is super exciting. So thank you so much for being here. I'm grateful to be able to share this information. I'm grateful to put it out there. I'm grateful to really, truly be standing in me and being the creator of my reality. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming with me. Thank you for supporting me. And I hope that you will join us on the Ask and Receive program. And really, you can join the Facebook group and you can share. We'll have some live feeds in there so you can ask questions, whatever, if you're having an issue. I'm here to support you. That's what I'm doing, creating in this world. So thank you so much for listening to me today, and I look forward to connecting to you in the future. Hope you have a great day. Bye.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.